So, what's up, everyone? I thought I would do another one of my nightly divination rituals. Um, I thought I'd venture into the I-Ching a bit because it's such an interesting form of divination. The thing about the I-Ching is that um, it's been around for 3,000 years, and that is 1,000 years older than the Holy Bible. And it was the foundation that had built the East Asian society. So it is, like I said, 1,000 years older than the foundation of the Bible that is built in Western civilization. Anyways, to go on to that, Aleister Crowley understood how important the I Ching was. And so he had wrote his own kind of like book of divination, rich or let's see, divination fortunes on his own because he had studied whatever he couldn't find within Western societies, or spiritual practices. He often looked towards the East to answer certain questions that were posed. And one of this was the I Ching. And since Aleister Crowley, he wrote his own version of the Book of Changes. I think I don't know if it's Libra or that could be the wrong one, but anyways, he wrote his own version of the Book of Changes, and he also looked deeper into the I Ching to where at first the foundations of this text or this form of divination was started, and it began with a game called Louisbo. Now, you will find variations of this game as it evolved throughout time to other games in East Asian societies. But what they fundamentally used were six sticks. So they used six sticks, and Aleister Crowley was known to use this specific style also in divination practices. So he had his own six sticks that he used to do divination with. So his version of the I Ching is available, but it's very sparse in that it gives you the initial fortune, but it doesn't go in depth. And that's what I have a problem with because I went in depth in my own version of it, that you can get on Amazon Kindle. It's called I-Ching Hexagram Predictions by James John Kirby. So you could just, type in James Kirby and you'll come up with it. I don't charge more than 99 cents for it. I would normally just let it out for free like most things that I do, but anyways. But yeah, he wrote his version of that. Anyways, I'm going to do it in the form that Aleister Crowley would have done this in his methodology, and that would be when Louisbo was played. They used six sticks and they used a dice, but I'm using a different type of dice. I'm using a modern dice, so I will try my best. This will be for the moving lines and the changing lines in this divination. So basically, I'm just going to throw these down and then see what happens, and we'll continue from there. So let me write it out too. So, ready? All right. So, when you're getting ready to do an I-Ching reading with these kind of sticks, you want to start from the bottom and work your way up from the top. And that's how you always want to play it. You want to start from the bottom of the hexagram and work your way up to create the hexagram. So for the first one, as you can see right here, it's at the lower angle towards me. So this is a yin line. So this would go yin right here. And then when we look across again, we see that this would be the next one. So this is the next one that fell closest to me. So that is a yang line. So the yin and the yang, yin oftentimes, to make it easier, because you know everything is based around feminine and masculine, or black and white. Say for instance, yin, which is the feminine element, would be the moon, whereas yang is the masculine element, and it would be the sun. So let's see. This line is also a yang line. So this is how it would line up for the 3 hexagrams. So first we would have a yin, a yang, and a yang. And then we would have another yin, and then another yin going this way. So I'll give you guys a look at that and see what you guys think of it. And then I'll write it out. So this is what the hexagram would look like. So this is our initial hexagram for our fortune right now. So this is telling us this is a yin right here. This is a yang, yang, yin, yin, and yin. So, and this is how the hexagram would be drawn. I will show that to you here in a second. So, let's see. So right here, to start it, we have a yin, which is 2 lines. So that's the yin. Next, we have a yang, which is a straight line. And then that is a straight line also. And then that is a broken line right there. So far, this is what it's looking like. And then up here, we have that. So that would be another 2 lines, and then at the very top we have another 2 lines. I'm sorry, I'm trying to look at this through my telephone while doing it, and it's not very easy. So that's our initial hexagram, okay? So this right here means this. So that is what our fortune is right now. This is what we need to know at the core of the issue at hand of this divination ritual. So whatever reading is coming up, this is what we need to look at. Now, we'll go on to the second part of this. So we already know what this is. So we can eliminate these, all right? Those are done. Now, what we need to do is we need to do the dice. And starting from the bottom, working our way up, we're going to determine which one is the moving line. So, all right, so I'm going to just shake it and then drop it. So where did it go? All right, we have a yin. All right, so everything is fine right now. So This one stays the same. Oh shit. There we go. What? Sorry. Here, I'm going to do it like that. So that stays the same. We'll do this again. And go with the dice. Okay. That stays the same. So as you can see, that's a yang. And then when we're looking at up here, this stays the same. All right. So we're on the second hexagram. Now, all right, that stays the same. So that stays the same. All right, and then, okay, now we have a changing line. I think, wait. No, okay. So that would be, I want to say it is a moving line, but it isn't because these are moving lines, but we're working with the changing lines of these. So I'm going to say this is a moving line here. So I'm going to mark this one with a circle, and then I'm going to change this. Oops. And then I'm going to change this into a moving line. So, all right. And so we'll do this again and see if we get another one. Okay. We have another one. So this one right here, I'll have to make a big circle right there. That is also a changing line. So, all right. And then the final one. And that is also a moving line. So this one would be a moving line. All right. Now, this is what our fortune it looks like right now. So, what we have is we have 3 moving lines. All right, we have these 3 that are moving because they changed into these. These stayed the same, but these are moving. So what we want to do, since we have 3 of these moving lines, we only want to consult this one before we enter into the transition of our fortune. So right now, this is the hexagram we're kind of living in, and this is the hexagram we're going to see our fortune change into. So, all right, let me go into my, let's see, wait a second. That's going to be 3 yin and so I'm going to go into my book and I'll look it up for us. I'll look up what the hexagram means and what we have is, let's see, we have this, and then 46, 46. if you can see this, I know it gets backwards when I start showing shit on this end of it, but let's just say Amazon Kindle does a shitty job of keeping all the information on on its layouts when you do ebooks. But anyways, I believe it is 46 that we're looking at. So we're looking at 46 as our first fortune. I know you'll have to read it backwards. That's why I'll let you guys look at it. So if we look, let's see. If you start on this line here, go down over here, you'll see that that's 46. Alright, now make a mental note of the lines, like the hexagrams, and I will show you 46, and then I will show you the hexagram again. Okay. So this is the hexagram right here that we need to work with. So this is our first fortune. So I'll read 46 to us. It's far away. See this. Anyways, I can gripe all day about some of this tech stuff. It doesn't seem to always do what I want it to do. So 46 is okay. All right, so 46 here. Actually, I'm going to show this to you so that you guys can see what I'm looking at most proper. So there we go. Alright, so this is 46, and what it reads as is hexagram 46, Shang, and it means ascension. Other words that come on, or that it's also referred to, like other titles: rising, advancing, ascending, promotion, advancement, sprouting, growth, progress, increasing. Now the prediction for this specific hexagram goes as follows. This is a period of advancement, promotions, and prosperity in which you are harmoniously receptive and determined to follow the opportunities presented by fate. You are capable of meandering through difficulties by remaining flexible and tolerant, while possessing an impartiality that spurs on progress and breakthroughs. Self-discipline and willpower will carefully cultivate growth, while an intrinsic zeal will urge you towards ascension. Now, all right. Now, when we look at this, we will see that up here it says a moving line. So number 6 would be at the top, and number 1 would be at the bottom. So what we had are, let's go back to this. What we had here, we had 3 moving lines. All right. So we need to consult the middle line of this. So this would be starting out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number 5 is our moving line. So fortune number 5 is the deeper meaning of our fortune. So let's see. So, like I said, it would be right here, basically. So, number 2, moving line 2, your resources are meager and modest, but you are still capable of obtaining your aims and goals. People with authority and power will observe your sincerity and loyalty, in which they will be impacted and moved by giving you their approval for your non-traditional efforts. All right, so not too bad, right? We don't have anything terrible in this fortune, so it's saying something that it could be of benefit to anyone. But then there is this. So we know what 46 is, but we don't know what our changing fortune is. So what is our changing fortune? So we have to go back. Sorry. This is what I try to prevent you guys from seeing, but here we go. Now, this is our changing fortune right here. So this is the chart. So anyways, let's look over here. What do we have? What is our fortune going to change into? Oh, okay. Shit. All right. I didn't notice this. I don't think this is, we'll see. I'm not going to say anything yet. But we have a yin, yang, 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 yang. All right. And so that should be easy enough. So make a mental note of those 6 lines. So we have a broken line and then 5 straight lines that go up. Now, when we look over here, we have to look over here. So right here, 44. So we have to, this is the top part, and this is the bottom part. So it's number 44 is our hexagram. So this side is the bottom, this side is the top of the hexagram. So you always refer from bottom to top. So ours is number 44. All right. This will not tell us the moving line. So we would have to do another divination. But I think this gets pretty in depth. So, like I said, mine is more in depth than Aleister Crowley's. I used his version of it also in this, but it wasn't cited because I didn't extract everything from his. I just extracted all the ideas that were similar throughout every single various important text. So, ooh la 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 la. We getting it on. Let's get it on. All right. Someone's getting some nasty on this one. All right. Number 44. Gao. That's hexagram 44. Gao. Temptation. Liaison. It comes under other titles as liaison. Sexual intercourse. Contact. Encountering. Adultery. Coupling, consummation, entanglement, intrigue. The prediction of this, temptation is causing a strong attraction, and the dangerous elements are intriguing, but the destiny of this relationship is short-lived and fleeting. Your passion should be absent of any ulterior motives, especially when meeting others of opposing perspectives. Do not enforce the power of your position in relationship to another individual's important ranks, because your intentions deserve determine the absolute constructiveness of the relationship. So that is also something to consider. That is something very important to consider. Whereas, you know, temptation is fleeting versus temptation being something that is not something that is lasting. So, you know, sexual intercourse or consummation is only good for that moment unless, there's more chemistry there. And so, like it says, temptation is causing a strong attraction and the dangerous elements are intriguing. But the destiny of this relationship is short-lived and fleeting. Your position should be absent of any ulterior motives, especially when meeting others of opposing perspectives. Do not enforce the power of your position in relationship to another individual's important ranks, because your intentions determine the absolute constructiveness of the relationship. So yeah, it's no more than a one night stand. And if it's more than that, then time will tell, I guess. But going back, I believe this was our initial hexagram that we came up with. So there's like this advancement or this promotion, like it says. And so the prediction on that is this is a period of advancement, promotion, and prosperity in which you are harmoniously receptive and determined to follow the opportunities presented by fate. You are capable of meandering through difficulties by remaining flexible and tolerant while possessing an impartiality that spurs on progress and breakthroughs. Self-discipline and willpower will carefully cultivate growth, while an intrinsic zeal will urge you towards ascension. So that's the initial first part of our fortune. And then the thing that we need to focus on is where does this all lead to? This final moving, this middle moving line among the three that we had here. So this is the fortune we need to consult. And this is what everything changed into for us. So, but like I said, it says your resources are meager and modest. You are still capable of obtaining your aims and goals. People with authority and power will observe your sincerity and loyalty, in which they will be impacted and moved by giving you their approval for your non-traditional efforts. But then it all seems to come around based on our hexagram of 44 of temptation. Gao, temptation, it's because of, who we are, as people, whether the chemistry is right. And so we're always gauging that. So, what in essence it becomes like nothing more than sexual attraction. And that can be on various different levels, from just meeting someone and going for the making a home run of it, or working on it and seeing where it's going to lead to in the future. So it's interesting, but I believe whatever situation that is evolved with this ascension idea, that you're going to ascend or be promoted into whatever position you are, remember that temptation is fleeting. It's not permanent. There is nothing that says, all right, this is going to last, or this is going to be ever evolving. This can be something that will not help. It may not be a healthy situation in terms of something long term, but something short term might be more appropriate. So be it. you know, that's fine. I've had my number of one night stands. I know, so, so I don't, invest too much in things that are, glitzy and glamoury, so anyways, that was my version of the I-Ching. Like I said, I just followed in Aleister Crowley's tracks, and I found out, oh, he did it this way. So I really looked into that. I spent a good year or two, like just in depth, and this took me another year. So that's like 3 years of just studying the I Ching in itself. If I was doing this on a college level, I'd be ready to finish. Well, this is my thesis, I guess, if it was religious studies, anyways. So I would have gotten a degree in religious studies. So I don't know, but anyways, um, thank you for watching this divination ritual. If it resonated with you, great. Um, if it didn't, then it wasn't for you. But it seems to be the common element lately, like people ascending to another level, people being promoted, people being granted better positions. But there's always that, you know, uh, don't abuse power, or don't take it for granted. So I guess because it's only short lived. But I've been there, done that. I had my moment of glory at times. So, anyways, 15 minutes of fame is 15 minutes of fame, right? So, anyways, you guys have a good night. Manji. Um, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.